Hey everyone, this is Xanthi. Welcome back to my channel. And this time I am going to be doing my very first monthly haul video. And this is for June. So this, most of it you can see in the shot, but not all of it. This is what came into my collection in the month of June. And I do puzzle a lot. So that's how I justify it. I've often said to my partner, okay, I'm going to slow down. I'm not going to buy too much. I'm going to get through what I've already got before I add more. But as my t-shirt says, I wouldn't trust me either. Because here we are. So I'm just going to go through everything that came in June. And in my defense, I did not buy all of this. Some of it was gifts and swaps and prizes, and some of it was bought, secondhand as well. But there are a few new items, new bought items amongst all this lot. So anyway, I thought it might be of interest to see what I am adding to the collection. Some of it, once I've done it, I might move it on, and some of it might make it to my permanent collection, as I see it. But anyway, I am going to start with my prize at the West Australian Jigsaw Puzzle Association, the West Australian competition of speed puzzling. Our team came second, as you would have seen in my two previous videos where I covered the event. And part of that is we each got a medal, and we each got a Ravensburger 1,000 piece jigsaw puzzle. So my partner, who was also my teammate, Marcus, he got this one, which is image of Uluru, which is in Central Australia. I have not seen it in person, maybe one day. It's a beautiful image, but I would imagine this is going to be hard to do. But I'm sure Marcus and I will sit down together and we'll tackle this one soon. My prize was Family Vacation by Amy Stewart. And this is a very busy puzzle. There's a lot going on here, but I love Amy Stewart, and this looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And no, I will not be speed running through it. I'll be taking my time and enjoying it. And going on to the other things with the competition, there was a swap table. I swapped directly with some people. Otherwise, I picked up stuff off the swap table at the event. And one of them was this one. And this is a gradient puzzle by Areaware. Now, I've never done an Areaware puzzle, so I'll be interested to see how this goes. And as you can see, it goes from blue down to turquoise to the green at the bottom. So yeah, I do like a gradient. They're a lot more fun than they look. And also at the swap table, I grabbed this, is it Seiko? Is it Seiko? I don't know. This Seiko puzzle. Now, I am a cat lady, but what I say is I like dogs, but I love cats. So, and this author, Mark Fredrickson, I've seen quite a few of his dog artwork, and they're just beautiful. But they really are. And this is like Chocolate Lab, I think. I think this might be a bit challenging, even as a 550, because there's quite a lot of dark areas and a lot of green and browns. But I thought it was too cute to pass by. This is, I think this might be, it is designed in Australia. The brand is called Ashdean. I'll bring it a bit closer. Now, this looks so hard, but it's so beautiful. It's just a beautiful illustration. So I was thinking, I'll give it a go. It's only 500 pieces. I have done an Ashdean before, and the quality is decent. So I was quite happy to pick this one up. So yeah, it's a koala and a wren, And so I also do like Australian themes, Australian flora and fauna. So that was a good one to grab. Now, this is a Ravensburger, $3.49 piece jigsaw puzzles. Now, I'm really not into Disney princesses, to be honest. I'm more about the villains. They're more interesting. And of course, a 49 piece, you know, it's for children. But I do work from home some days. And during my breaks, I like to pick up a puzzle and know that I can get it done in that break time. So that's why I grab these, and they're a lot of fun. And I usually pass them on to friends after I'm done. I also grabbed an Aduka 500 piece. It's very colourful. I tend to not actually do images that are junk food. I try to avoid them mainly because they give me cravings. But this is very colourful, and it's only 500 piece, and I thought it would be fun to do. And I do like Aduka's quality, so that's why I grabbed that one. And then the final one that I picked up at the swap was a Wasgage. And this looks like it's an older one. It's number 8, so yeah, that must be an older one. And this is one that I haven't done. I've done a few now, and I know with people, they either love Wasgage or they hate them. Me, you know, I like them. But I tend to be someone who doesn't really rely on looking at the box image much. You can quite happily dump a bag of pieces, and I have no idea what the image is, and I'll quite happily do it, you know, not knowing. So that's kind of handy when you're doing Wasgages. And when I was first introduced to them a few years ago, they are very popular in Australia. And then someone said, well, Wasgage is actually jigsaw backwards. And it never occurred to me. How embarrassing. But anyway. And also a few other sort of secondhand bought sort of puzzles. Now, in Australia, we don't call them charity shops. We don't call them thrift stores. We call them op shops, short for opportunity shops. And I think that was coined, I don't know, I think in the 20s or something. So it's been around quite a while. Now, in Australia, you don't really get that many good puzzles in op shops. I've seen people's, you know, shopping sprees in America where they've got so much range and so much choice, but not here. But occasionally you do find good stuff. And speaking of good stuff, my friend and teammate Karen found me this. Now, this is done by an Australian artist called Gary Fleming, and this is about, well, it's part of a series, and yeah, these are sulfur-crested cockatoos, and yeah, they're everywhere around here. So it is a hard-looking puzzle, but it's beautiful, and it's still shrink wrapped, so it's just an amazing find. And I do have one of his others to do in the series, so I was thrilled when she found that one for me. And also in her op shopping spree, she has much better luck than me. She found something quite curious. She found a whole heap of Wentworths, and they're really old Wentworth puzzles. So this one says approximately 250 pieces. As you can see, it's really a peculiar image, but I was curious about what the quality is like, since it's quite an old Wentworth wooden jigsaw puzzle. And the pyramids did appeal to me, but I think the focus is this plane. I think it's called Comet, which I have no interest in, but anyway, I wanted to check out. So I might later on do a bit of review of wooden jigsaw puzzles and open this one up and just compare it to sort of more, you know, recent Wentworth. So anyway, she found a whole heap of other ones, but that's the one I grabbed off her. And Karen also got me this. It's by Steve Parrish, another Australian artist. And this is of, well, dinosaurs, Australian dinosaurs, in fact. So, yeah, she got this because she knows my partner Marcus is a big fan of dinosaurs, and I have done a video on this channel where Marcus reviews all the dinosaur art jigsaw puzzles that I've done and gives his critique. It's very tongue-in-cheek. He basically looks at it and goes, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. So yeah, dinosaurs are his jam, and it'd be interesting. I might actually sit and do this with him, and it will be interesting to see what his take on the artwork is like. He did have a glance at it and he said it looks pretty good. So, and finally, I went thrifting or op shopping, and like I said, not many good stuff in there, but I did come across this one by Ridley's. Now, I've never done a Ridley's. I think they're decent quality. I'm not sure. But yeah, this appealed to me. So I thought I'll give it a go. And yeah, we'll see what it's like. I do like trying out new brands because, you know, it's nice to have the tried and tested, you know, ones that you always have. But, you know, it's good to try new things. Now, this one is a curious one. This was given to Marcus by one of his co-workers, and I'm not sure if that's going to come up very well. It's called The Library, and what it is that it was bought at an art gallery exhibition that this person went to. It actually includes 1,000 pieces, and it includes a cotton tote bag inside and a poster that's half scale, for reference. And his co-worker tried to do it, gave up. Now, I love a good library bookish sort of theme, because that's what I work in. I work at a university library. But I think this is going to be really, really hard. But the way I look at it is challenge accepted. So we'll see how that goes. Now, in regards to puzzles that I've actually bought, now some of these, in my defense, there was the end of the financial year sales happening, so you know you have to take advantage of them, right? So there was a few of these that I've been eyeing off for a long time, and I finally went, yeah, that price is good, I'm gonna get it. So one of them was this it's a puzzle jar by Peace Relax, and I think it's called Witch's Brew, this one. Again, it's a bit hard to sort of really show you. It's got the plastic wrap, so it's a bit of glare there. But yeah, I haven't done one of their jar ones before, but I do want to sort of give them a go. So what's on the other side? It's got Trick or Treat on it. And I also bought this Peace Relax puzzle. It's 1,200 pieces. The artist is Gary Patterson, and the title is called Certified Animal Lover. Now, I like Gary Patterson's cartoonish art. He does a lot of sort of cats and dogs stuff, but the Certified Animal Lover image just really appeals to me, because that is something that I definitely am. And my favourite part of the image is, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a person sleeping and there's a cat sleeping on his head, which is what our black cat Inky does to Marcus, basically sleeps on his head. So this amused me greatly. So these are plastic pieces, so that will be interesting to see how I go. I had issues with my hands, so I've had an operation on my dominant hand, so I'll see how I cope with actually doing a plastic puzzle. But gee, they have some really nice artwork available through their brand. Now, the smaller piece count Ravensburger ones. Now, I've had quite a few gaps in my Ravensburger 500s, so I was just trying to get some of the newer ones and also just, you know, fill up those gaps. But this is one of the newer ones, and it's Porcelain Pups by Bridget Ashwood. She of the Cubby Cats and Succulents, which is incredibly hard to speed run. And I know this has been used in a competition internationally, and I don't think this is going to be any easier really, but it's cute, and I do like her artwork, so I had to grab that one. This is a bit of an older one, Turtle in the Reef. I have done this one before, borrowed it from a friend, but I wanted my own copy because it's one I wanted to do and redo. Again, this one, I love the sky, that's great, but I always struggle with coral, you know, the second half of this. So that's one I want to redo and redo. The Mickey one, I know this comes in a 1,000-piece puzzle, but, you know, I'm not a huge Mickey fan, but it's a 500 and I want to give it a go. So that one was missing from my collection and I wanted to get it. Now there's another one which is curious. We don't get many Ravensburger 500 panoramics. Absolutely. Honestly, I do like this kind of image. I don't like super busy images. I mean, this has got a nice gradient. It's got stuff happening. And yeah, this sort of stuff I enjoy doing. So I was quite happy to grab that. And I'll see what it's like to do to speed run perhaps a panoramic a puzzle. Yeah. Again, this one is one that I have done before, but I borrowed it from a friend, or I think a jigsaw library maybe. Anyway, I wanted my own copy and I grabbed one. So this has got one of those sort of, you know, you add all these jewels and things on there. And unless you're a child, you probably won't. I know I won't stick them on, but, you know, it's a nice little added thing if, you know, a young girl was doing it. So finally, the one 500-piece puzzle from Ravensburger that I have been after for absolutely ages, because I think it came out at least two years ago maybe, and I know it was used, I think, in the American Nationals competition. Air Balloon Valley by Nathaniel Mortensen, another favourite artist. And yes, waiting and waiting and waiting for this one. It's just starting to appear in the Australian market, and I'm so glad. Yeah, that's the problem when you have like an unreleased sort of puzzle being used in overseas competitions. Sometimes they're exclusives and they don't make it widely, you know, in the Australian market. Our market is a bit peculiar for Ravensburger in that we seem to get a mixture of the UK market sort of designs, and then the European, continental, and then what appeals to the American. So we get a bit of everything, but we don't get everything. So there's a lot of uncertainty when we see them on social media whether they'll ever be released here. So yeah. Now my other Ravensburger ones are I did get in the sale this huge one. It's actually for 500-piece puzzles. They're all by Roy Tower, and again, this is a UK one, and they're all Christmassy. I'm not really that much into Christmas. I'm more into Halloween, but you know, come around, you know, that time of the year, I like to do a few sort of Christmas scenes. It's a bit peculiar because it's summer here in Christmas, and like you're doing all these snowy, wintry scenes, and it's just odd. But for the price point of getting 4 puzzles, really, it evened out to something like about $15 each or whatever, which is really good. So I was happy to get that during a sale. And this one, 2000, like I've got a few 2000s, and I enjoy doing them, but I probably put them off more than I should, which I'm going to change. I intend to do more 2000s. This is by Pixie Cold, and I do have another one of hers. It was one of all like poisonous plants, which I really like. So I like her style. This one is called A Witch's Favorite Things. So I've got a mouthful there. So yeah, that one appealed to me. I think it'd be quite challenging, but yeah, it's definitely my kind of vibe. So yeah, there's that one. Now, also, I don't often buy anything that's sub 500, but occasionally when the price is right and the image is right up my alley, I do. And that was the Wednesday Addams. It's called No Hug Zone, which I find hilarious because when I was a child, and even now, I'm not a huge hugger. I will hug, but very selectively. I absolutely loved Wednesday, the series, and I'm really looking forward to watching the second season. I even read the novelization. I listened to it on audiobook and I enjoyed it. And yeah, I grew up watching the Addams Family, and I've always joked that Wednesday Addams is my spirit animal. Joking, but not really joking. And yeah, I just love it. And I think there's a circular 500 Ravensburger of Wednesday, and also a sort of 1000, but they haven't been released, and only just starting to sort of appear here, so the prices aren't really that great at the moment. So I'm just going to hold off, but my intention is to get the other two to go with this one. So yeah. And finally, well, not quite finally, but who's not a fan of Karen puzzles? I mean, come on. I absolutely love watching her videos, and when I say to Marcus, I'm going to my happy place, and that's when I just want to switch off, and maybe I'm too tired to actually puzzle, but I want to watch content about puzzling. So I switch on YouTube and I go to Karen's channel, and I just watch a video, and they've all been very entertaining and informative. So, but I didn't have any of her puzzles. When the sale happened, the end of financial year sales, I thought this is the time. So I grabbed this one, the what's it called? Gradient Cascade. Yeah. So I know this is a little bit more special. It's got a little bit more to it. So yeah, I am keen to get that one going. And I also managed to get 3,000, yay! And I watched her video about it as well. I've watched other people's videos about this one, and it definitely appeals to me because I love a meta theme and it's colorful, so what's not to love? Now, I know there's a third one, and the third one I had so much trouble trying to find. I could not find it anywhere to buy, new or used. In the Australian Jigsaw Puzzle Association, they have what they call a Junicorn, where people can post up what puzzles they're looking for and see if anyone else, in the group has it. Turns out that someone that I know in the local community did have a copy of it, and she hadn't done it, but she was happy to pass it on to me for a reasonable price after she had done it. And I said, fine, it's no rush. But only about a week later, she, I think she bumped it up to the top of her list, did it, contacted me, and I went and grabbed it. So thank you, Liz. I have the first one. I think it's called Colors on Colors. So yes, I was very keen to get this one, and I was wondering, why was this one so hard to find? I thought, well, it doesn't have a year on it, but I believe it came out some time ago. But then I was told that this actually never got widely released in Australia. So that might explain why I had a hard time getting it. But now that I've got it, I am thrilled. And I have plans. So watch this space in regards to the Karen puzzles and my efforts to put them together. So yes, I've had quite a few puzzles entering my collection. But the one puzzle that I was the most excited about, excuse me, I'll just have to go grab it. It's in a big box. Ugh. And it's this one. It is a 9,000 piece trefoil puzzle, and it features the artwork of Lisa Parker, a British artist. She does a lot of sort of, I say sort of gothic, sort of witchy Halloween sort of artwork, but she does a lot of cat artwork, which is my favorite, of course. And this one features, I'll just turn it around, six images that you just put together. So it's not one complete sort of image. It's like 6 different ones that you put together, which is fine by me. I am a novice when it comes to doing large piece counts in jigsaw puzzles. I think the largest one I've done is a 3,000, and that just barely fit onto a table that I have here. So doing this one will take some prep and some logistics to sort out, but I am looking forward to it. But I think I shall be working myself up to it in regards to, you know, going to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, because I've got a few of those as well to do, and then work my way up to this 9,000. So yeah, not done a trefoil, which is the it's just a trefoil prime. So now I understand with trefoils is that they have like different price points, different levels of quality, and I think trefoil prime is supposed to be one of their best. I did watch reviews about the large piece counts in trefoil. The only complaint that I saw was not the piece quality, but the piece size, and then they're quite small. Now that doesn't bother me, and I don't think it will bother me while I'm constructing it. In fact, I might be glad that it's smaller piece count because it will take up less room, because I live in a small home. I don't have a lot of room. I don't have a massive dining table that I can use to do this. So it might be a good thing that they're actually smaller piece count. But yeah, this is one that I've been after for quite some time, and I finally decided to take the plunge and get it. So yeah, that is my haul for June. We'll see what July brings. Hopefully not as much as this, because I'll probably have to move out because there's no room for me to live here anymore. As you can see behind me, that is just the tip of the iceberg, really. I've got got another room full of puzzles and another bookshelf with more puzzles, and the puzzles everywhere. So yeah, some of them you might see in upcoming videos, and I will see which ones I feel like doing. So doing first, and or maybe leaving for later. But I hope you enjoyed having a look at my little bit of a shopping spree, and I would love to know in the comments if any of these particularly appeal to you. Which ones would you do? Which ones have you done? Which ones did you enjoy doing? Yeah, and thank you for watching, and thank you to all the subscribers so far. If you wish to subscribe, that would be wonderful. If you don't, that's fine. I just love that you're here and that you're watching, and perhaps even commentating. So thanks very much, and I'll catch you later. Bye.